Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty World at War. Look at this game right here. Look at this match. We have a 3v6 game of team deathmatch going on. That is balance right there. That is team balance. I guess maybe they assumed, since I'm on this team, we got, I could count for 3 players. I could probably count for 4 players. So we just put me and 2 other people versus 6, I suppose. But obviously it was just kind of a glitch. It will occasionally happen, and it's kind of thing I've actually noticed on the older Call of Duty games. Call of Duty 4 and World at War especially. As they got older, as they became less relevant, I think maybe there was a silent update or there was something, because matches in both of those games start with a lot less people now. Whereas if you're any newer Call of Duty, or even these games back when they were in their prime, they would never start a team deathmatch if it was 3-on-3, but they will now. They will now. I think it's because the developer realized so few people play these games now that if 6 people are in the lobby, split them up on the different teams, start the game up. Chances are you're not going to find that many people in that lobby anytime soon, so you might as well let the kids play, right? It makes sense. It does make sense, but I think that's maybe a silent update or something they put through, because I don't know, they never officially announced it, at least to my recollection anyway. But it feels weird posting this gameplay up here on my channel, because it has been featured on my channel before. I think I used it for a commentary several months ago, but I haven't had any experience on the Xbox 360 in several months. I haven't played any of the older Call of Duty games or anything like that in several months. I actually just, for whatever reason, still had this gameplay saved in my computer and saved in my hard drive. I was like, I don't know why this is still here, but I figured I would use it in this video because it fits the theme of the video a bit more. What I want to talk to you guys today in this video about is Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty 4, older games in general on the Xbox 360 and on the PlayStation 3, stuff you grew up on, stuff you guys loved. For me especially, over the years, you guys know I've played a ton of Call of Duty, and Call of Duty just really been my main game for a very long time. There's other games out there that I've played on my Xbox 360, which is the console I have. I didn't have a PlayStation 3. There's other games I play like Red Dead Redemption. I love that, in the Borderlands series, and there's just a bunch of games I've played throughout the years, and I've really kind of almost, in a way, I think a lot of you guys can relate. Almost kind of grew up on this console. I grew up on this last generation, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 generation. And yesterday, while uploading 2 videos, which my sleep schedule's bad, you guys know that. As a YouTuber, when you don't have like a set time you need to be awake, or you don't have to be anywhere, you kind of just go to sleep whenever you feel like it. And because of that, sometimes I wake up really late, and then videos get uploaded really late as a result of that. So last night, you guys may notice that both my videos went up pretty late. But while those videos were uploading, I even put this out on Twitter, I was just kind of scrolling through my my videos here on YouTube while I was waiting on them to upload. I'm like, while we wait for this video to upload, let's revisit a classic. And I linked everybody to a video I did about Call of Duty World at War. And the point of that video was the ghosts of World at War. If you guys don't know, World at War has a bunch of ghost Easter eggs, like not Call of Duty ghosts, but actual like haunting Easter eggs, and they're actually really cool. And I went through and I showed them in a video like almost a year ago, and I linked people to that video. If you guys want to check out for yourselves, there's a link at the very bottom of the video description. I'll put a link down there to that ghost video. You guys can check it out after this one. And in doing that, and like rewatching that video, and just looking at the ghosts and like watching myself walk around these maps in World at War again, I started getting all these nostalgic memories. It's like, I freaking love this game. Like, I love World at War. All the memories I have on this game, and every single year, the nostalgia hits you harder. It's like, I freaking had so much fun when that game was in its prime. I still have fun to it to this day. I could hop on it today with my friends, and I would still enjoy it just about as much as I enjoyed it back in the day. I really enjoyed that. And what I've always enjoyed over the years is, even as this game becomes older, even as it becomes less and less relevant, and less people are on it, and it's hard to find a match, and hackers kind of take over, and that kind of thing, I could still get on, I could still play, and I could still relive some of these memories to some extent. Just walking around the maps even. Like, I could walk around. Like, I could go into a private match right now on World at War and walk you around the map CeeLo and just show you the most random of things and what memory is tied to that particular area. Like, hey, you see this bush? I used to lay in this bush. And this was my bush. Everyone on my team knew I would snipe in this bush. Because when we first started playing this game, I like to be a sniper. I like to lay in bushes and pick people off. That's what I did. This was my bush. I have like all these memories on all these maps and stuff. And what's actually really sad about all of it is that I'm not going to be able to relive all those memories forever. The Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 are not going to be around forever. You look at what happened to the PlayStation 2. While the PlayStation 2 had a giant lifespan, it eventually stopped. They eventually stopped supporting the PlayStation 2. Same thing happened with the original Xbox. And it's going to be happening to the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 in the very near future. So if you guys haven't heard about this isn't recent news. This is something I've known about for a while. I've never really discussed it here on my channel. I figured I would talk about it. Microsoft actually plans to support the Xbox 360 until 2016. After that, they're going to stop supporting the Xbox 360. Sony plans to support the PlayStation 3 until 2015. So after that, they're going to stop supporting it. Now, I haven't been able to find... I found tons of information about it online saying that this is going to happen. Microsoft has said, like, their head CEO guy or whatever said they're going to stop supporting the 360 in 2016. And Sony guys, the same thing, but in 2015. I have found a bunch of that, but I haven't found any concrete details as to what they mean by they're going to stop supporting the system. Now, what does this mean? This could mean they're not going to make any more consoles for that particular system. They're just going to stop production on 360s and PlayStation 3s. It could mean they're not going to be making games anymore for the 360 and for the PlayStation 3. Or it could mean they're just going to shut down the online service. Or it could be any combination of the three. It could mean any of that. But we do know that in 2016, the 360 is going to stop being supported, and in 2015, the PlayStation 3 is going to stop being supported. It's kind of sad that something like that is actually inevitable. It is actually going to happen. When you think of gaming, everything in gaming time really seems to go slow, I feel like, in gaming. Like, you think of the 360, you think of the PlayStation 3, and just how long you've actually owned those consoles. And it feels like it's been forever. You feel like almost as far back as you can think, which of course that's not true because they came out in like roughly 2005, but it feels as though these things have been around forever. And to think that they are actually going to literally come to an end in the near future is actually scary. So many times I hear people here on YouTube and stuff saying, oh, when's Call of Duty gonna die? And I always say, like, it can't just die. Games don't just die. There's still always going to be fans as long as they continue to make games. There's always going to be a market for that. But this is an actual death, like an actual video game death. It's going to happen. These consoles are going to stop being supported, and they're not going to be functional anymore. Well, I mean, I guess that's a bit misleading. They're going to be functional, but online support is not going to be there. I'm not going to be able to play any of these games online anymore. Of course, single-player stuff, you can still play that. You can still play the LAN mode, whatever you want to call that, where basically you can go into like a private match on a select number of maps, and you can use pre-made classes. And you can still walk around the map still kind of, but you can't actually play games online anymore. Of course, single-player stuff is going to be fine, but all multiplayer-based stuff, eventually they're going to stop having online connectivity for these consoles, and eventually we're not going to be able to play them anymore. And that's really sad. And that's a final score of 47-4. That was a freaking awesome team deathmatch. I had a ton of fun in that game. I wish I had more gameplay of Call of Duty 4, or maybe any. Actually, I think I have an old Call of Duty 4 gameplay. I'm gonna pop that up here, and you guys can check that out for a little bit, because I want to keep on rambling. I want to keep on rambling on here for a little bit more. It does suck that that's gonna eventually end up happening with new generation of console. I think we all kind of realized that the old systems were on their way out, but of course, a generational transition does take a while. It does take a while for people to save up the money. Not everybody has $400, $500 to blow on a brand new console, and that's not counting the games. That's not counting everything else that comes with gaming, right? So a generational transition takes time. So I think that's why they're giving it. They're giving it a few years. They're giving it until 2016, which is only 2 years away. And Sony plans to stop supporting the PlayStation 3 in 2015. That's next year. That's like, if you think of the fact that right now it is December 9th at the time you're recording this and at the time of me posting up this video. It's December 9th of 2014. That means within 1 year, PlayStation 3 is going to cease to exist, in terms of probably online connectivity and brand new games being made and new consoles actually being made. That kind of thing, that's going to stop. It's going to stop within the next year. Within the next 2 years, Xbox is going to follow suit. It's like, this is actually happening. This is actually going to be a thing. And that is freaking sad to me. So I guess the point of the video, the moral of the story is nothing lasts forever. It really doesn't. Everything in this world is fleeting in one way or another. And I guess the suggestion I could give all of you guys is to enjoy the games while you still have them. There's games like, if you guys have been playing Call of Duty forever like me, if you've been playing, Call of Duty 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2 even, Black Ops 2, can you picture what Black Ops 2 is not going to exist on the PlayStation 3? Like, if you have a PlayStation system, you're not going to be able to play Black Ops 2 online within the year. That's freaking nuts. It's not because they're shutting it down. It's because Sony themselves is shutting it down. Not Treyarch, not Call of Duty. It's just the console, the machine you're using just isn't going to work anymore online. And that is absurd to me. That is, oh man, that's just weird that it's not going to be there anymore. It's just not going to be there anymore. And I guess the moral of the story is to enjoy the time you have with your games, and it's your free time, right? It's your leisure time. This is stuff that we do for fun, and you should enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it while you're doing it, you should be doing something else. But you've had a lot of memories, you've had a lot of fun on these systems, and we have a very limited amount of time to continue to have that fun and continue to make memories and to continue to enjoy the stuff that we've enjoyed over the past however many years. So I guess that's the point of the video. It's kind of sad to think about. It's kind of a sad video now. Huh, I didn't think a video with World of War and Call of Duty 4 and it could be sad, but this is kind of sad. Kind of sucks, but I guess, yeah, I guess that's today's video. I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I kind of point that out for some of you guys that may have been unaware about it, because I'm sure if you guys were unaware and then, we get towards the end of the year, then people are like, oh, yeah, did we mention that the PlayStation 3 is going to stop working? Like, everyone will be like, wait, what? Why weren't we aware of this? Well, now you guys are aware of it. You're aware of it well over a year before it's actually going to happen. And if you're on the 360 like I am, you're aware about 2 years before it's going to happen. So everyone knows about that now. Everybody knows about that. But keep in mind, though, they weren't specific on dates. They say they're going to support it until 2016. So that could mean within the next year. Sony says they're going to support the PlayStation 3 until 2015. So technically, if you want to go by technical terms of dates, that could be within the next month. Because in the next month, it's going to be 2015. They could be like, all right, turn it off. But they won't do that. It's way too early. The PlayStation 4 hasn't been out that long. If I had to guess, they're both going to probably stop somewhere in 2016, but we'll have to see about that. But yeah, I mean, both consoles eventually are going to just stop working for online games. Keep in mind, that's only for online games. It's, if you have a single player game you're especially fond of, like for me, for example, I love the Borderlands games, and I haven't like an itching lately to go back and play Borderlands 1, because I played it. I beat the game a while ago, like several years ago, so long ago, and I haven't like gone back and replayed it that I almost kind of forget what happens in that game. Like, I know the ending, I know like the main plot to it and the characters and stuff. But I missed all the nuances. I think if I were to go through and play through it again, I would enjoy it a lot more than when I played through it the first time. Because I think I would catch things, understand things a bit better having played Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel as much as I have. So that might be a fun thing. Maybe I'll let's play that on my Let's Play channel. Who knows? But still, you have time to go back, and you single player games like like Borderlands, like Red Dead Redemption. Those are two of my favorites. Those games are always going to be there because they're single player games, or co-op games, depending on how you look at it. You can always play the single-player variant, but any online games, eventually that stuff is going to go away. So I guess it's some harsh reality for us all. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to rate where you guys feel the video deserves. Let me know in the comments, on the 360, on the PlayStation 3, what games do you guys enjoy the most? Of course, Call of Duty. You can mention Call of Duty if you would like to, but what other games out there have you guys really enjoyed on those platforms? So let me know about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.